Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Swatson and I am a medical officer working in a COVID response team based in KZN. Just as a disclaimer, all the information provided in this session is based on information that I sourced from the WHO, the CDC, and up-to-date research platforms, as well as other credible references that will hopefully be linked to this video for ease of access. So these terms refer to the various technological methods used to create a vaccine. Remember, a vaccine is a substance containing a killed or weakened form of the virus or components of the virus. When introduced into our system, it trains our body how to recognize and fight the disease. It works with your body's natural defenses to build protection against the disease. Vaccination is a safe way to create immunity without causing the illness. So let's look at these types mentioned. So a viral vector uses a weakened version of a different virus, commonly adenovirus, as a messenger to deliver information about a COVID-19 viral protein to cells in your body. The viral vector is engineered not to replicate or to make you sick, but simply to deliver information. Examples of vaccines using this method include Janssen, Oxford AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and Sputnik. Protein-based vaccines use harmless protein fragments that mimic COVID-19 in order to generate an immune response. And lastly, RNA. So RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. It is a structure found in a cell that plays a role in translating information from the genome into proteins. A genome can be thought of as the cell's instruction manual. Simply put, RNA acts to read the cell's instruction manual and create the protein that is dictated by that manual. Once the RNA containing instructions about COVID-19 proteins is administered, it does just that and is translated into proteins designed to elicit an immune response. But remember, it does not cause disease, it just creates an immune response in your body. Most importantly, RNA does not interact with or integrate into a recipient's DNA. Examples of this type of vaccine are Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna. The safety, as well as the ability to produce an immune response, has not been well studied for persons under the age of 16. Studies are still in progress, and currently, none of the existing vaccines have been licensed for use in children. Unfortunately, I'm unable to respond to this question fairly, as there's not enough evidence available. Unfortunately, I'm unable to comment on the future of COVID vaccination for infants and toddlers due to limited evidence. But what I do know is that other non-COVID vaccines are not to be administered within 14 days of receiving the COVID vaccine. Because there is insufficient data of the safety and effectiveness of giving other vaccines with the COVID vaccine concurrently. So the vaccine itself does not cause disease. It presents your body with a killed virus or virus protein. Naturally, your body will recognize this as foreign and mount an immune response to build antibodies. That way, if your body encounters COVID again in real life, it will have tools to combat COVID before it makes you sick. The vaccine is not an active copy of the virus, and thus it is safe. Taking blood thinning medication, furthermore, like aspirin, is not a contraindication to receiving the vaccine. According to the CDC, allergic reactions related to food, to pets, venom, or environmental allergies, or allergies to oral medications are not contraindication or precaution to COVID-19 vaccination. So if you have any of the above, you still will be able to receive the vaccine. What are contraindications to the COVID-19 vaccination, however, are: number one, any severe allergic reaction to a previous COVID vaccine dose or component of a COVID vaccine, for example, polysorbate, is contraindicated to receiving a subsequent dose of a COVID vaccine. And number two, any immediate allergic reaction to a current vaccination of any severity becomes a contraindication to receiving any subsequent COVID vaccines. So in South Africa, all vaccinations will take place at medical facilities or facilities equipped to assist with any emergencies should they arise. If you do have any history of anaphylaxis, which is a severe form of an allergic reaction, or if you have allergies to previous vaccines or injectables, just of note, previous non-COVID vaccines or injectables, you will be monitored mandatorily for 30 minutes after vaccination. In addition, if you don't fall into any of the above categories mentioned with regards to allergies, you will still be monitored for 15 minutes after vaccination just to maintain top safety. In South Africa, after vaccination, you will receive a vaccine card and your details will be entered into a vaccination database to document your vaccination status. However, there's no globally standardized policy regarding vaccination passports and travel restrictions currently. Some countries are already adjusting their COVID-19 regulatory policy to admit only those who have proof of vaccination, whilst others still require a negative COVID PCR test prior to travel. What I suggest is that it's best to verify with a country's specific embassy before planning your travel, as regulations may change and are likely to change frequently in response to new research and the various rates of vaccine rollouts in everybody's specific country. So vaccinations do not prevent 100% of infections. It is still possible for people who have been vaccinated to get COVID-19 and spread the virus to others, but this happens less often than if they had not been vaccinated. Researchers are also still busy studying the extent to which vaccinated people can spread the disease without showing any symptoms. So this is asymptomatic infection and transmission. Not everyone may have the chance to be vaccinated, and it may take some countries longer than others to vaccinate their population. The vaccine will, however, limit and slow the degree of person-to-person spread. With enough people vaccinated over time, it will make it very difficult for the virus to transmit from person to person, as many people will be immune. This is what we're aiming for with vaccination, and typically termed herd immunity. Due to limited information on the nature of asymptomatic spread of COVID, as well as the length of time the vaccine will be effective for, the CDC advises ongoing preventative and protective measures, even for vaccinated individuals, especially whilst in public, around unvaccinated individuals who may be at risk of severe disease. In South Africa, if you have medical aid, your medical aid should cover the cost after you've been vaccinated. If not, however, you will receive the vaccine for free and it'll be funded by the government. Thank you so much for all your questions. I really hope I've been able to answer them fully and leave you feeling more informed. Take care and stay safe. Bye.